So it seems like every time Jamal Hill tries to make a move, it's just one wrong move after another, or one seemingly worse move after another. We just recently spoke about how he tried to pull up on Alex Pereira at the UFC PI, and Alex Pereira threw some gloves at him and told him to get in the fucking octagon. Jamal Hill refuses, steps back, but overall, I still said it was a great move for Jamal because it puts his name in conversations with Pereira. Uh, but this move, Jamal Hill takes to social media to talk about a potential fight with Tom Aspinall at heavyweight. Um, Look, Jamal Hill's a great boxer and a great fighter. Really great on the feet. Um, but given how he's been doing, I think it is a really silly thing to say. Not really silly. He still he still retains the right to even talk about a move to heavyweight. He's a big guy, he's a tall guy, and even he reserves the right to talk about possibly doing okay against Tom Aspinall. Um, but if I was to tell you guys what would happen, obviously Jamal Hill gets his fucking breakfast ate, his breakfast, lunch, and dinner ate by Tom Aspinall. He gets his fucking lunchbox ripped open, all his lunch money taken out, and yeah, Tom Aspinall walks away with everything that Jamal Hill ever had. Uh, and that's just purely looking at how Jamal Hill has been doing. Again, don't get me wrong, Jamal Hill, great boxer. Like I said, he has a really good and fun ability to make guys quit, to make his opponents quit in there. He really knows how to lay on pressure, put together a good number of punches that are excellently placed. But what I think Jamal Hill doesn't have is focus. I think that's what you need, especially against powerful fighters like Alex Poitin Pereira and Tom Aspinall. And I think Jamal Hill lacks that focus ability. So if Jamal Hill was to get into the octagon with Tom, it may look good for a solid minute, until something happens and Jamal is in La La Land and Tom Aspinall steps forward to throw something, like a 1-2 or even a hook for that matter, that lands real clean and puts Jamal Hill right on the fucking ground. Like I said, I could be wrong. Things get dicey when fighters move from one weight class to another. So power could translate, power could not translate. They could get a better chin, they could get a weaker chin. You really got to wait and see. So I could be wrong. Jamal Hill could make a move to heavyweight and be a monster. He could be just as fast, just as skillful, just as powerful. He could add some focus in a fight camp and throw together a really good package for himself coming up to that fight and just look crazy good and somehow outclass Tom Aspinall. My whole thing is I highly doubt it. I really do. Given how Jamal Hill again has been doing, especially given his mindset, he's in denial about his fight with Pereira, how that went. And I think he's really just got to fucking focus up, especially fighting Yuri. He's fighting Yuri next. He's got a fight lined up with Yuri Prohaska. It's a great fight. It's a fight that I think should have been happened because you got Yuri and Jamal, two big light heavyweight names. They've been killing it in the game up until recently when they've just been getting absolutely sunned by Alex Pereira. But before that, they've been killing it, So these two should have been fought. They will be fighting. I'm excited for that fight. And I think for Jamal, he's really got to focus because I think Jamal has a great chance at beating Yuri. I really do. Yuri has been saying he's going to evolve, and he's been saying that for fucking years now. And he just comes in doing the same shit. Low hands, awkward angles, and a pronounced chin. It's the same shit. And sometimes it gets him the win because Yuri's a tough motherfucker. He's a tough motherfucker, man. He could eat punches, eat leg kicks, and keep coming at you. And he did that against Rakic, and we saw him, do an absolute vintage Rocky fight against Rakic. He held on, he took the damage, and then waited for Rakic to get tired, wobbled him, and finished him. Great look for Yuri. But against a guy like Jamal, Jamal's way too skillful, technical, and powerful for that, man. I think Jamal's going to make Yuri quit and not, like, voluntarily quit, but force Yuri to quit by either sleeping Yuri or like damn nearly sleeping Yuri to a point where the ref has to step in. Overall, I think Jamahal really needs to focus on his next fight and focus up. I'm not a Jamahal Hill fan, but I still respect every fighter, every guy that makes that walk to the octagon, and I'm still gonna say what would be the next good move for any fighter. And for a guy like Jamahal, he's got to shut his mouth. He's got to go to his fight camp, and he's got to put in the hours, put his head down, and improve. And he's already improved. I don't think Jamahal Hill really has any big weaknesses, despite his focus. I think it's his focus that really needs work. Jamahal Hill's got the skill. Jamahal Hill's got the power. Jamahal Hill's got the strength to go in there and do well against anybody. I think he absolutely could, get a rematch with Pereira and beat Pereira if he can focus up. I think he could absolutely move up to heavyweight and give Tom Aspinall problems if he could focus up. And I think he really needs to, But yeah, this whole media interview thing doesn't come as a surprise to me. Jamahal Hill's been doing a lot of outlandish shit for a while now. But like I said, this isn't particularly outlandish because you can, come up to a mic and call out anybody. I'm just talking to you guys, looking at the future. If this was to actually happen, if this fight was to actually materialize. Right now, given how Jamahal Hill has been doing, Tom Aspinall absolutely sleeps him, or at least puts him on his ass and finishes him in the first round. But again, that could definitely change if I see some improvement from Jamahal, especially in the focus aspect. So, yeah, but time will tell. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But most importantly, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next. I'll see you all in the next. That's it.